welcome to another episode of the Cene Effect Podcast, where faith meets beauty and beauty becomes your purpose. I am your host, Fran, and we are ready to dive into a wonderful episode this week. Let's get right into it. I don't want to waste any time, but before I start, make sure that you click that like button, subscribe, and comment underneath or posts. Okay, guys, we are looking out for your comments. We love to get comments. And thank you to everyone that's been tuning in and sharing our podcast with other people, with family and friends. We love you for that. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode. This week, we're going to be talking about branding like a boss because you have to think about branding when you start your business. Yes, you have the skills. Yes, you have the business mindset, but are you tying everything together? And this is what branding does. It ties the business aspect into the skill aspect so that you can shine and show your best self. So let's get right into it. This first segment is called The Power of First Impression. So I don't know if you realize when you first walk into a room at an event, how everyone turns their head and they look at you from head to toe, and it makes you feel so weird. You're thinking in your mind, do I look right? Like, why are they staring at me? But you're still going and you're trying to get yourself into the room so you can get rid of that awkward feeling. Well, this is what your business looks like to other people when they see you first online. So we want to make sure that your first impression is flawless. When someone sees you online, aka your business, it looks beautiful. It looks eye-catching. And that's why branding is so important. You don't want your business to look like a scrapbook on your social media. You want it to show up like it is a business, a well-functioning operating business. And today we're going to help you to do just that. So let's get right into it. But first I want to share this verse with you. It comes from Proverbs 22 verse 29, where it says, "Do you see a person skilled in their work? They serve before kings." Yes, that is true. But before you get to the serving part, your skills are going to be on par, but the way you present yourself to be in the room where you can serve, you have to have great branding. So let's go deeper. How to brand like a boss. First, you want to define your brand identity by starting out with the name of your business. I tell a lot of my students and my mentees that whenever you're creating your business, I teach you how to to acquire the skill and sharpen your tools when it comes on to skills. But when you're creating the name for your business, make sure that it's not too niche. Okay, make sure if you're doing lashes, it's not about just lashes in the name of the business, because down the road you're going to want to increase your business skill sets and you're going to want to add other services. So make sure that it's not too niche. Use something along the lines of aesthetics or associates or beauty or something along those lines. You don't want it to be too niche where if someone looks you up online, they're not going to be able to determine if you offer other services. So that's very important. Secondly, you want to choose 2 to 3 core colors. What are your branding colors? What colors or what look do you want to portray online when someone sees your business? Do you want a more colorful feel because that's the type of person you are? So make sure that when you do your research online, you're not just going based off of what is popular, but what feels good to you. This is your business. This is what you're putting into the world that is from you. So make sure those colors align with you. If you like orange and you don't know what color to match with orange, you can go on Pinterest and create a color palette on there just by typing in what colors go best with orange and pick the 3 best colors from that. You don't need a lot of colors to start out, but you want to be consistent. Because if you hadn't realized, McDonald's has not changed their colors. It's always been the same colors. So make sure that you are keeping consistent with those colors. Then the fonts that you choose should be 1 to 2 fonts that you're using. You can switch it up sometimes with a more of a bright, bigger, bolder font or something more subtle, or you can use like a script writing. You can use Canva also to create a brand list of brand fonts that you want to use and stick to when you're creating all of your ads online, or if you're doing a post on your social media, or if you're just setting up your Google page. Make sure that those things are in alignment with what your brand is saying or what you want your brand to say to the world. Now, define the tone. Do you want a more chic, bold, or do you want something subtle and warm? Decide what you want the brand to feel like to the next person when they see it online or in person. Even the color on the walls at Scene Beauty aligns with my brand because I want to stay consistent whether the person comes in to see me or they're online. Just make sure that you're consistent with this and you stick to it and you just refine and perfect your brand colors. Next thing you want to do is create a signature look online, whether it be when you're creating a video. As beauty professionals, we take a lot of photos and videos of our before and afters. So your lighting has to be very important. How does the lighting look online? Is that what you want it to look like? Do some research and see what lights you can get. You can get a ring light. You can get those hanging over arch lights if you're doing nails. If you're doing makeup, you can get those big spotlights that will make the person face brighter so they can see your artwork? Or do you want a darker room with a direct light on the person's face so the colors can shine? However you want the outcome to look like, make sure you refine that as you go and you perfect it so that whenever someone sees a photo, they don't have to second guess if that is from you. Now, you also want to have professional photos. Yes, it's great to use your phone to take a picture of yourself or, but you want to make sure that it is quality. Every now and then, book a photographer to take a picture of you so you can use that on your social media online so you can present yourself in a professional manner. That is very important. You don't want to be taking a selfie in the car and that's what you're using. We are more better than that, guys. iPhone, the quality on the iPhone is amazing. Use your iPhone, go into the settings and change the settings to a 4K so that your quality of your videos and your pictures can be great. Okay, so people can see your work better. You don't want to be using a low grade quality of photos, not too much filters. Sometimes you go on these social media sites and they have all these filters. It dullens the look of your photo and your video. So be careful using that. Another thing, make sure that your bio is clear, whether it be on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform you're using. Make sure that what you write in your bio says exactly what you do. I am a hairstylist. I cater to women who are looking for natural hair care. I also carry products. However you want to curate that bio, make sure it's very clear about who you are, who you serve, and what you do. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. Polish your client experience. This is essential. So, whenever your customer books an appointment with you, whether it be via text, phone call, you have to sound very professional. Don't just be like, hi, when the phone rings. No, thank you for calling Scene Beauty. My name is Francine. How may I assist you today? Along those lines. If they book an appointment online, make sure that they're getting a confirmation email automatically. A lot of sites do this. Make sure you're sending their confirmation email with the location, what time to arrive, all the other things that needs to be in there, and it's branded with your color, your logo, and it looks very professional. You also can send them a welcome package when someone books an appointment with you. Thank you for booking us and or choosing us. We welcome you into our business and we look forward to servicing you. Something along those lines. Make it clear, make it consistent. If they come into your space, you want to make sure that it's clean. Your place is clean. You have the colors that you have used online. It's the same colors that you have inside of your space, and you want to tie it all together. You have a sweet candle smell when they come in. You don't want to have a smell of food. It smells moldy. None of those things. You want to make sure that your place smells clean, because some people's nose are very sensitive. Some people's eyes see beyond what you see. So make sure you're keeping your place nice and clean and it smells great, because that's also a very big thing. Another thing is the little things make a big difference. So you don't have to be spending all this money on branding. You don't have to spend all this money on what you want your business to look like, whether it be in person or online. You just got to make little details, change little things that makes a big difference, such as the way you post online, like your quality of your photo, like I was talking about. Remove those filters. Just make sure the client is looking directly into the camera. You have good quality lighting, and that's how you get your photos. You don't want all this crazy stuff. Make sure you're consistent. Okay, make sure that whenever you're taking your pictures, it looks great. Not more, not doing more, doing the right thing. Okay, make sure that your taglines are short and sweet. Have you created a tagline for your business? For Scene Beauty, our tagline is "Be seen at your best." Short, sweet, to the point. Okay? Consistency means trustworthiness. You cannot post this week and don't post for the next 3 months. First of all, the social media algorithm is going to push your posts down. You're going to be hidden from the people that you consistently see. I have been guilty of that, and I've seen how it impacts my business. So my job right now is to be more consistent online and be more trustworthy to the next person, because the more they see you, the more they can trust that you're doing the work that you say you're doing, and the customers are coming in like you say they are, so they can trust you to come in. Okay, let's make sure that we're getting people in these doors by being trustworthy, by looking professional. You don't want to be posting a video or photos with a bunch of curse words in the songs that you're attaching your business to. Listen carefully to what the words are saying. If you don't want to use the words, there are a lot of instrumentals that you can use instead of having the words. That's what's going to give your business a professional feel. You want to seem classy, not trashy. Okay, the next thing is faith and branding. So sometimes I'm guilty of this too. I be going down on my knees and being like, God, I need you to give me this big blessing. I need you to open these doors and yada yada yada. God doesn't want to hear that. He wants to know that you are ready for the opportunity. Are you preparing yourself for the opportunities and the blessings that He's about to give to you? If you are not doing that with preparing your business to look and feel a certain way, your blessing might not come, because He's waiting for you. You can have all the faith in the world, but He's waiting for you to take the step as well. Faith without works is dead. So make sure that you're taking those steps, you're doing those actions. Now, action steps for this week. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go on your social media. And if you have not created a social media as a stylist, as an artist, you are playing games. You're not keeping up with the times. You're not going to be getting these customers in. Word of mouth also works online too. Somebody finds you online, they share it with another friend or family. So make sure that you have a social media to begin with. Go on Pinterest, create the name, create the font, use AI as your best friend. All of these platforms all have AI embodied into them, embedded into them, so you can use it to make your life easier. Business does not have to be hard unless you don't know what resources you can use. I'm telling you, Canva is amazing. They just tied their business in with ChatGPT. Now you can use Canva's AI to help you to build your business in the right way. I use Canva for a lot of things. I create flyers, business cards, posts for social media. Make sure that you're using these tools that is out there. You cannot sit down and say my business is not growing, but you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So create your social media, use these AI tools to help you. It is not hard. Okay, you cannot have all this faith without no action. So make sure that you have social media so you can take this next step. So start taking your before and after pictures. Make sure you use something to clean your camera off on your phone and start taking pictures when your customer comes in. I know it's hard to ask, "Hey, can do you mind if I get a photo, a before and after photo or video of you so I can post on my social media?" It is strictly for marketing. Explain that to them. Or if you don't want to say this out loud, what I do is I put this in my client's intake form. So when the client comes in and they're filling out the intake form, which I don't do paper intake form anymore, it is something that's tied into my booking site. But you can add that in your intake form that you authorize me to take a photo or video of you for marketing purposes. Yes or no. They can check that off and you can use that as a way of saying, okay, this person gives me permission. And then you still ask them. You don't just have them do that, but that kind of breaks the ice so you know where they are if they want to do it or not. But make sure that you're asking your customers, is it okay if I take a photo of you for before and after? I'm only going to be using it to promote my business on social media. So once you start building your social media today, do this today if you don't have a social media, then I want you to audit your social media and your booking site. So make sure that your social media looks the way you want it to look and your booking site is tied into your branding. Do they tell the story that you want them to tell? Solidify that part first. And then I need you to choose and document brand colors that you're going to be using for your business, brand fonts, and tones. Upgrade one small brand touch point. Example, your profile picture. Do you want it to just do you want it to just show a picture of your face? Or do you want it to have your company logo? Make sure that you're doing these things this week, guys, because at the end of the day, we have to take the steps even though we have the faith, because God does not like a lazy person. Make sure that you are taking these steps for yourself. So get out of your funk that you're not building your business. Start to build your business today. Don't wait for another day. Take small little steps. You don't have to overwhelm yourself with all of these things. And then if you had not downloaded my free brand checklist to help you to solidify the foundation of your business, do so today. I always link that in the description below because when you're starting your business, you have to have a solid foundation in order to grow and eventually scale your business. Now, if this podcast has reached you or touched you in any way and you feel like someone else needs to hear this, go ahead and share this with them because I want this to reach to the right person. Even before I started this video today, I prayed and I asked God to make sure that He's using me to get His word out there, to reach to the person that needs to hear this, that wants to build their business, has already started building their business, and don't know where to go, what next to do, or they feel lost. I asked Him to help me to reach to that person. So if this has been transformational for you today, I thank you for listening and I will see you in the next episode. And as always, I am your girlfriend. God bless you and I love you. Goodbye.